Guess what I just did? I just recorded like 12 minutes worth of video, didn't have my microphone on. Yeah. So now I have to start all over again. And I don't really want to start all over again, because I just did all that. Here we go. All right, it's August 8th, take 2. And at least I got the mistake out early in the day, but believe me, I'm gonna mistake every time. A lot of people think like anybody who does videos, there's people that think that you can just sit down in front of the camera, start talking, everything's great. That never happens, ever. Your mic's off, you're out of focus, something is gonna happen. Always, something is gonna happen. It's never just like sit down, click, done. Never. You know what the worst is when I'm in Premiere and I've got 15 different video clips that I've edited, and I've got 15 different little MP3 sound bites that I've put on top of those videos, and I've got graphics and stuff like that, and then I don't click save and the app crashes. That's the worst. Because sometimes it takes like 2 hours to edit some of these videos. Not necessarily these vlog videos, but like some of the other videos that I do and stuff like that. There's a lot of editing and things that I do. It's a long time. And I normally do them late at night. And so when the app crashes at like 11 o'clock at night, it's not good. But it's just what you have to deal with. Today, August 8th, episode 8. I have a meeting from 12 to 1, which is in relation to my meeting that I had yesterday that I'm still not talking about. Hopefully we'll know a little bit more in the next coming days. And then I have a sleep doctor appointment at 1:30 today, which I am really looking forward to because I am really struggling with sleep. I am really tired, and I have been stuck in this horrible sleep cycle for a really long time now. I'm talking months. Like it's been rough. So I'm hoping to get some changes made to my sleep hygiene, or whatever you want to call it. That's 1:30. Had a live stream this morning. The live stream is really interesting, okay? Because here's what's happening with the live stream. It's almost like it's just like a live like news show. I don't really know how to describe it yet. But like this morning we talked about the new hardcover Scripture Journals that Westminster has out. We talked about that for a while. Then there was some other stuff on sale that we talked about. Then there were some commentaries that we talked about. Then there were some other resources that I recommended. Then there were some questions in the chat. And then I finally got to Logos. So like it's going really good. And it seems to be that the feedback that I'm getting is really good also. But I don't know, like I really enjoy the way that it's going, but I just want to make sure that that's the track that I need to go down, if that makes sense. So I'm thinking about maybe doing 2. I don't know if I'll do 2 every day, but I want to do one that specifically is just in Logos, me studying and things like that. I want to devote, ample time to doing that. But I also like doing the stuff where I show off resources that are on sale, or book recommendations, or sermon recommendations, and Logos resources and stuff like that. I love doing that. That has created some really good conversation in the chat. That also has allowed me to show you some of the resources that I use and that I would recommend. So I really like doing that. And it seems to be going really good. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that in the morning. Maybe that'll be my morning live stream. And then if I have time in the afternoons, maybe like twice a week or something, I'll do a Logos live stream where I do my studies and things like that. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really, really glad you guys are here on the journey. This has been a lot of fun. So yeah, I am going to start the day. I'll check in with you guys later.
Looking to Jesus, the perfecter and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before us, before him endured the cross and despised the shame, and is seated at the right hand of the throne of God.
Clock. I was at the sleep doctor for like an hour and 40 minutes because I had to wait for like 40 minutes to see the doctor. Yeah, but it went good. I'm pretty excited about our new plan of attack. Hopeful that I'm going to get a good night of sleep tonight. Might do a backflip if I do. I'd probably hurt myself if I did a backflip. For the rest of the day, I'm going to do one more live stream, I think. I'm going to do... focus more in on studying Psalm 23, 22. One of these. One of those Psalms. I don't remember which one. I'm having a really hard time remembering this Psalm, and I have to preach on it too. It's probably not a good thing that that's happening. I'm going to try to do another live stream here actually right now, and I got to get some reading done. I have to get reading done today. That's a goal. I gotta start, like, I always look around, like, when I come downstairs and I think, oh, I could read that book. I could start that book. Oh, let me start this one. And, like, I have all these books that I've started and a lot that I have not even finished or come close to finishing. And I think something I've come to realize, it's okay if I don't finish a book. I think a lot of people assume that they have to read it cover to cover, and I don't feel that way for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you read a bad book, you should not feel obligated to finish the book, plain and simple. Now, hopefully, before you're buying the book, you're reading enough reviews on it and things like that to where you're gonna get a quality book. I've read some books that I haven't really agreed with, or I've read some books that have gotten pretty decent reviews, and that when I've got them, I've made it like 4 pages, and I was like, nope, this isn't it. And I put it on the shelf and never touched it again. I'm fine with that. The problem I think I run into is that a lot of the books I'm reading are this big. And that, once you kind of fall behind in those, it's hard to keep going. That's an issue I think that I run into. Is I'll do really good, like Beaky Systematic Theology. I was really doing good with it, and then I stopped. I missed like a week or 2 or something. Haven't read it since. There's a lot of books that I haven't read since I could use that statement for. That was a really bad sentence. You get what I was trying to say. Other than that, I'm also accumulating sermons to put together in a playlist. Sermons that I want to evaluate, and sermons that I want to recommend, okay? So if you have a sermon that you've watched and you're kind of, I don't really know about that, send it to me. I'd like to watch it so I can do like a live critique of it. And then if you've watched the sermon and you thought, this is fantastic, more people need to see this, please send that to me also, because I'm trying to develop a catalog of sermons that I can get out to people. I'm trying to create a channel that'll stream sermons that are solid, and so I'm trying to accumulate some of that stuff. It's time for the end of the day. My wife and I had an amazing dinner at a local Indian restaurant. If you're in Youngstown, Cafe India, gotta go. Fantastic food. We really, really enjoyed it. And we found out they have lunch buffet during the week. It's $8.99. And I will certainly be going to that lunch buffet here in the near future. So yeah, what did we do today? We did 2 live streams. First one this morning, if you missed it, we talked about the Scripture Journals from WTS. They have new hardcover Scripture Journals available. We talked about Psalm 22, 23, both of them. Then we went over some resources that are available through Logos. That was on the first stream. And then on the second stream, if you missed it, we had some really good conversations. One, we had a conversation about prophets and apostles in the church today, if there is such a thing. There's not. We watched an R.C. Sproul, John MacArthur Q&A, where they addressed what the biblical response to the question is, are there prophets in the church today? We had a good discussion around that. And then somebody in the chat posed a question about the age of accountability. Age of accountability is basically an idea that says certain infants, children, are basically, if they die, they are sent right to heaven. And so we kind of explored that to see where the biblical understanding comes from, because it is a well-known and agreed upon doctrine. And we all agreed that there has to be something of some sort of a age of accountability. We didn't really speculate on what exactly the age was, though. I think it's impossible to do that. But we did talk about the verses in Scripture that kind of pointed us to that decision. And we talked about mainly David's experience that he had. And he says about his unborn child, or his infant child that died, he says, "I will go to you." And he can't come back to me, but I'll go to him. And so that was a good conversation that we had. And then I was telling my wife at dinner, I've really enjoyed doing these live streams. They're sort of starting to take shape as to how I really want them to go. So if you haven't had a chance to join us during the live stream, first off, make sure you're following the Theology Nights Facebook page on Facebook. That'd be the Theology Nights Facebook page on Facebook. And then also make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. And make sure on YouTube you have the notification bell, you have it clicked for all, because anytime we go live, anytime we upload a video, you'll get a notification. And we're now trying to get into a good routine of having the chat be active and taking questions and sort of just interacting through that platform. And it's gone really good so far. And we've had some great questions. We've had some great conversations. But I've been able to recommend books and resources to use. And we've been able to talk about sermons that we're watching and things like that. And so with the live stream, I think that's going to be the goal moving forward. Is it's going to be more. It's just casual. It's just very laid back. And we kind of just see what happens. You know, like I have an idea when I start. Like this morning, I wanted to talk about the WTS journals, the Crossway journals at WTS. They're hardcover. They're really, really nice looking journals. And so I wanted to talk about that. And we started with that, and then we sort of just branched out from there and had some other good conversations, and was able to recommend some resources and stuff like that. So yeah, and time frames and stuff like that, try to keep them around 45 minutes. Honestly, like once we start talking, it just sort of keeps going. Like it's been a lot of fun. And I don't know that I'm always going to be able to do 2 per day, but if I have the time, I'd like to. I'd like to do 2 per day. I'd like to do 1 in the morning and then 1 in the evening, and then afternoon, I should say. And the one in the afternoon will be focused more on primarily studies. So the earlier one, I'm leaving that open for a little bit more. But in the afternoon one, I want to use Logos more effectively, and I want to show you guys how I do my exegetical studies and my outlines and things like that. So that's kind of the plan moving forward. And then Tuesday nights, of course, we'll have our live show still, which is going to be specific themes. Like we'll have the same, we'll have the same topic like in advance that we've chosen, and we'll announce that and let you know. You can join us 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for that. And then what else do we have going on? I think I'm going to start doing a weekly teaching, weekly Bible study teaching. Maybe like a small 30-minute video where it's just me teaching. It's just me being an expositor of the word and not using Logos, but just simply teaching. So I think I'm going to do something like that too. I know that it sounds like you're probably thinking like video. I feel like this is 2 years worth of praying and evaluating and seeking the Lord's counsel. I feel like this is 2 years of that really showing fruit. I really do. And so I'm trying to get everything out, and okay, this is what I want to do, and I'm confident in it, and let's go. And I'm feeling that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'll keep you posted about that. I don't know when that's going to start, but I'm thinking about doing that. I'm thinking about just doing a small little Bible study coming up. I think that's about it. Tomorrow we have I have the guys come over to my place, and our pastoral intern is preaching this Sunday, so he will preach his sermon to us, and then we do like we use Mark Dever's sermon evaluation sheet, and we basically just go through about 15 different evaluation checkpoints, and we give him feedback. He tells us what he thinks of the presentation. We offer him, criticism on his exegetical work. We offer him encouragement on his presentation, whatever it is. But we try to do that just about every other week with whoever's preaching on Sunday, because right now we're rotating through a couple of us. We're preaching through the book of Psalms. And then we're going to be starting probably Judges in the fall. We haven't 100% confirmed, but I think that's what we'll be doing. So that's tomorrow afternoon. And then outside of that, I'll just be doing the live stream in the morning. By the time you're watching this, the video is already released and it's already Friday. And so the live stream will probably be shortly after this. The video will be posted at 8 a.m. And then I'll probably go live around 9 or so. But listen, let's all seek to sort of evaluate. Let me offer a challenge here as I'll close with this. I've been really convicted lately of the lack of just pure study time that I've been devoting to the Lord. I've been convicted a lot lately about just mindless scrolling through the internet. Not even like scrolling and spending time on the internet for things that I'm doing as far as content. Just mindless scrolling. And I recognize, I was thinking about it earlier actually, and I was mentioning the books that I was reading and thinking about just, okay, I'm going to start fresh. I'm closing every book and I'm going to pick the ones that I want to work through and stuff like that. And I was kind of convicted about it because I thought, like, what am I really reading right now? And I just kind of see where I've lacked that discipline, and I know that I need to get better with that. And so that's my challenge. Let's do that together. Let's see where we can cut time out of our day with certain activities, social media, Netflix, YouTube, all of the above. Let's spend an hour every day, a solid hour. And maybe that looks different for you than it does from somebody else. Maybe you literally don't have 1 hour that you can have quiet by yourself. Let's see if you can get half an hour. Well, let's try to get 30 minutes at least every day where we are just, we're in the Word and we're praying and we are honoring Christ through our studies. He is infinitely worthy of that. And as we recognize that, I think it comes easier to give back to Him this form of worship by devoting our lives to seeking after Him. And also remembering that it is our lives. It's devoting our entire lives to that. It's not just a weekend. Sometimes we get real frustrated because we want it to happen so quickly, but we have to remember that it is a lifelong pursuit. That helps out. Episode 8. We are done. 10 videos in a row now. That's awesome. I appreciate the support. And I will see you guys on the live stream, or I will see you sometime over the weekend if you can't make it. We'll check in with you guys through the vlog and then through the live streams. If you got questions, concerns, encouragement, tips, tricks, whatever, leave them in the comments below. Make sure you click subscribe, click the bell over there. See you guys tomorrow.